Okay guys, so this is Covington, Kentucky. I'm on 16th Street. I'm walking east. Behind me is west. So I'm going to show you guys the trail down here that runs along the Licking River. My thoughts on Summer Wells. First of all, I know a lot of you had heard about an incident that we had up here in Covington. We had a report in the newspaper that I think over 20 people were rescued from a human trafficking ring in Covington, including 2 minors, and over 40 people were arrested. But the real truth about this is most of these people were grown adults, grown women selling their bodies for drugs, and grown men buying them. However, there were 2 minors mixed up in the situation. So it's good that they got the 2 minors out of the situation that they were mixed up in. But at the same time, I think the headline was a little bit misleading. We have a big problem in the area with drugs and prostitution. Okay, so what do I think happened with little Summer, honestly? Well, at first, I thought her parents were clueless. I really did. Mainly because of the video of Summer in the backseat of the vehicle that day that was supposedly accidentally taken by Grandma. It just seemed so natural and an ordinary day, an ordinary video. I could actually kind of hear the love in Candace's voice when she said, "Is her arm still up?" You know, you can kind of hear the joy in her voice. We film our kids because we want to show it to them later and for the memories, you know. But we really get a kick out of showing our kids the videos later when they get older. So because of that, I just did not see Candace having anything to do with the disappearance of her daughter. But the further and further we get into this investigation, I swear, you guys, it's looking to me like they've done this in an attempt to get money. Maybe they've passed her off to someone. But I really think that they know more than they're telling the parents. And I really do think that all of this is some ploy to get money. I mean, there's rewards out for missing people all over. 40 grand, 50 grand. I think there's a 50 grand reward out right now in the Crystal Rogers investigation down near Lexington, Bardstown. So, I mean, I hate to say that, and I want to think that little Summer is safe somewhere, that they've given her to someone to keep her safe and bring her out later, someone to bring her out later. You know, Mom and Dad could have given Summer to someone and said, "Hey, in 7 months, we want you to act like you found her and we'll split the reward money." You know, you never know the crazy things people do to get money. Either that, or this little girl really was kidnapped. Either the parents know, or she was really kidnapped. I mean, them are the only 2 options right now, pretty much. And like everybody says, how was she kidnapped in that little bit of time after she walked in the house and Candace was still outside? How? It just doesn't make any sense. Also, another theory I have is that Dad borrowed money or product and couldn't or didn't pay it back, and they took Summer. They threatened him. That would make total sense as to why he said that that day he knew she had been kidnapped. He knew in his heart that she was gone. How would he know that? Maybe somebody threatened him. Maybe he was already being threatened by these people he owed money to, or he owed a favor to, or, you know, you never know. Maybe he was mixed up with somebody bad, and that's who took Summer. But it really does look like Don knows a lot more than Don's letting on. I think about Summer every day. I know a lot of you out there do as well. Praying for her. I'm waiting on my flyers to come in the mail. I think I'm going to call D&D Printing tomorrow and make sure they got my name and address right, because I've been waiting like 10 days on these flyers. So I really want to get flyers of her, of Summer up around Covington. So, my other thoughts right now about what's going on. Let me change the subject a little bit. Actually, change the subject a whole lot. You know, everybody's like, well, you need to use keywords. You need to not say these words and those words on your YouTube channel. And it's like, really? Are you kidding me? Does it really come to that? That I can't say the you know what word? I have to say shot instead? I was just listening to Biden's speech before I left the house. And I don't like what I heard. I don't like what I heard one bit. What happened to it's our right to choose whether we want to take this or not. And if you're protected by the you know what, why are you worried about me taking it? I mean, my sixth sense has been ringing since this all started. My alarm bells have been ringing since the very beginning of this. I have no doubt that, you know, I know there's a virus. I know that's true. I've talked to people that's been sick. I've had people in my family that's been sick. I'm not an idiot. I know there's something going around making people sick. As far as how many people it's actually killing and the truth about the whole situation, that's another story. You know, I really feel that quote, what's the quote? Any society willing to give up its liberties for temporary security deserves neither. And in the end, they will surely be left without both. Surely. Because that's how it starts. That's how it starts. Necessity will always be the reason for tyranny. They will always say, oh, we have to do this to keep you safe. This is to keep you safe. Yeah, okay. You say so. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. There's somebody back there walking their dog this way. And you know, another thing about these YouTube channels. I've been wanting to speak my voice for a long time. But I'm not for 1 second in the mood to have to hire moderators to deal with chat, and I'm not worried about what people say or type below. It's a free country. Type whatever you want. That's why we live in a free country. People can choose to read it or choose not to read it. You can choose to listen to something or choose to not listen to something. You know, whatever happened to agreeing to disagree? I really feel that these moderators in the chats have been put in place to teach us to censor each other. We have become a society that is literally censoring each other. You know, that's what moderators do. And I get it that you don't want trolls in your chat, writing things that aren't true, and writing things that, you know, I know how trolls are. I get it. But, yeah, it's, we've been taught to censor each other. We have been learning to censor each other. And that's what they've been teaching us through these phones and through these social media apps. Oh, I don't like what you got to say, so I'll block you. And I can censor you. And my mod can block you and keep you out of my channel. And you know what? I'll just make my channel to where everybody has to pay to hear me. That way I know everybody that's here won't run their mouth and say something bad to me. Are you kidding me? If you can't deal with somebody saying something to you that you don't agree with or that's going to upset you, you need to go back to kindergarten and learn how to deal with your emotions. Because let me tell you, that's life. Your whole life you're going to go with people saying things you don't agree with or doing things you don't agree with. But just because it is doesn't mean it should be. I love that saying. Just because it is doesn't mean it should be. That is so true. So what I mean by that, just because this administration is laying down the law right now with this, you know what, doesn't mean it should be like that, because they are completely overstepping their boundaries. They are defiling the Constitution that this country stands on. They're saying you have your freedoms, but it's your choice to choose whether to take this experimental drug. However, if you don't, there's always that however or but. I always tell people the word however is the same word as but. If you hear however after someone says something, that's the same as them saying but. So yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm very, very frustrated with what's going on. I was really, really mad about what happened in Afghanistan, what is happening in Afghanistan. It's a complete embarrassment. Shame, shame. We know your name. Yeah, I even made me a little sign and hung it out in front of my apartment. And somebody took it down and ran off with it, but that's fine. That's fine. But, yeah, I'm real upset about the Taliban running around and our equipment and our gear. It really upsets me. There's just so many things going on all at once. It's hard to believe any of this is even really happening. I mean, America has always been the country that stands up for people that can't stand up for themselves. And America's always been the country that says, hey, we might not like how you're behaving, but you have every right to behave however you want. Because you have freedoms here. Apparently not anymore. Some other things I wanted to touch on. You know, Biden said in his speech, it's really important to do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. And go get your medication. Yeah, do the right thing. It is important to do the right thing. That is so true. And it's important to do what you feel is the right thing. Don't do things just because everybody else is doing them. Do things according to what you believe and what you see is your truth. You know, from the beginning of this whole thing, they've been wanting us to act like it's the movie Outbreak. And it's not. That's not what I'm seeing. And you know, if I get sick, I get sick. If I die, I die. I would rather die now at 40-something years old, fighting for something and sticking up for my freedoms, than die 20 years from now, hiding in my house, wearing a face mask, afraid to come outside. Or afraid to go around people that don't want to be guinea pigs. You know, people have every right not to be a guinea pig. So this trail back here, like I said, it runs along the Licking River. That's the Licking River. And it runs all the way down to the Ohio River. Lots of people come back here to do things they shouldn't do. We'll just leave it at that. But lots of people also use this trail to jog, ride four-wheelers, walk their dogs, you know. It's just a nice, quiet place in the middle of the city. Because, yeah, trust me, look on a map. We are right in the middle of a city. I could almost throw a rock to Cincinnati that way. Let me look at my list here. Yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. I know I told you guys in an earlier video, my neighbor did a couple days in the hospital with COVID, and she said that these doctors do not believe, and these you-know-whats, they're starting to realize that they don't work. Sorry, my big fat finger was in the way of the camera. So, what are we gonna do, guys? Are we gonna submit to the tyranny and just do what they say? Because they say, oh, it's the right thing and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Forget about all the horror stories you've heard about these experimental drugs. Forget about what Eric Clapton happened to him, and forget about that girl that got the brain aneurysm. Forget about that guy that died of, you know, whatever made his heart explode. Forget about all these other cases because it's such a small, rare, it's very rare. And then you hear all these other statistics that are coming out. But the truth of it is, not that many people actually died from you-know-what. Check out the last video I posted. I think it's the video before this one, where I recorded that for you guys to show you guys that. Because people need to know. Everybody needs to know. And like I said, I'm not dumb. I know there's something going around. I'm not denying the fact that there's a virus going around. But is it as bad as they're making it? Have we really lost our right to choose what we put in our body? You know, that just sets off so many red flags to me. For one, they're giving it away for free. And I've always been taught my whole life, when you get something for free, that means you're the product. That means you're the money maker right there. Been taught that my whole life. And it's true. It's always true. Not to mention, they're pushing it so hard. There's got to be a reason they want everybody to take it. I shouldn't have to defend the reasons why I don't trust it, why I don't want to do it. I shouldn't have to come up with so many damn reasons. Why? A no, a simple no, I'm not taking it, should suffice. That should be enough. Anyway, I bet a lot of people are going to lose their jobs today because they feel the same way I do. And I think they're lying when they say that so much of America has already gotten it. That's got to be wrong. That can't be right. That just cannot be right. I mean, yeah, I know a couple people that have done it, but not very many. Not very many. So something ain't right here. Well, I almost dropped the phone. Alright guys, I guess I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go back up to the hospital here in a little bit. I'm not joking. I am. I might even go to a couple of them. But I'm going to wait on it to get dark, and here in a little bit, I'm going to go back up there and see how many people are in the emergency room. And I might even drive over to the Fort Thomas location and see how many people are over there in the emergency room. I mean, because if it's as bad as they're saying, then, I mean, this place should be packed, right? There should be, like, people everywhere, sick, and laying on the chairs in the waiting room, and coughing, and let's go see if that's what we find. We were at the hospital earlier. There was a lot of cars there, but I didn't go in. You never know, they could just be having a staff meeting or something. So we'll see. We'll see. They're sending in the National Guard for something. Sending in the National Guard for something. But I promise you guys, the government will use you for a guinea pig if they have a chance. They've done it to me my whole life. I don't really share a lot of my life story with people. I come from a really, really great family. I have a wonderful family. That being said, I had some issues when I was younger. My mom had some issues when I was younger. I had some tough times when I was younger. I got into a little bit of trouble and got sent off and was in a couple different group homes and foster care homes. Not major trouble, just, you know, your typical bratty teenager. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to listen to my mom. I was experimenting with drugs and boys and, you know, just being a brat. But, you know, when I was in these places, in placement, they actually taught us, when we got angry, they would send us in a room with phone books and pillows and clay. And the phone books were for tearing up, the pillows were for punching, and the clay was for balling up and throwing at the wall. That's how they taught us to take care of our anger, to take out our anger. They literally taught me to tear things up when I'd get angry. As a teenager, I remember being about 13, 14, and I would get mad about something, and they would say, QR, go to QR, 15 minutes. They called it the quiet room, QR room. Which was odd because you went in there to yell and scream and go off and get mad and tear shit up. So it was odd that they called it the quiet room, but that's what they called it. And they would send you in there to blow off some steam. My point in telling you all that What do you think I do now, till this day, when I get angry? What do you think happens? Yeah, exactly. I want to tear some shit up. I don't, but that's what I want to do. When I get really, really mad, I catch myself. I want to pick up something and throw it, or I want to punch something, or I want to tear something apart. It's terrible. It's a terrible way to behave. But that's how they taught me to behave. They literally taught me to do that. They literally would hand me phone books and say, here, tear these up. You're angry, here, tear this up. Here, throw this. Now they don't teach kids that anymore in the system. They realize their error. So they used me as a guinea pig. Straight up. I have a lot of other stories too about things that happened, you know, in these different placements I was in. But that's another story. The fact is, these people live a completely different lifestyle. Completely different lifestyle. And they want to tell everybody else what to do, while at the same time not following those same rules. And I just know they're up to something nefarious. I know it. I don't just think it or wonder it. I know this is wrong. There's something bad wrong here with this whole scene. And people better wake up. I'm telling you. Please. Please. And you know, they even stole the meaning of being awake. My aunt thinks that being awake means that you're down with, you know, the liberals. She thinks that being awake means you realize that, there's 50 different genders and love is love. And America is racist as shit. And, you know, my aunt totally blew my mind when she told me her version of being awake. And I was like, wow, they've even stolen that. They do. They try to steal everything and mock everything. But it's time to stand strong, you guys. Stand strong. In your convictions, stand strong. Put your foot down. If we all band together, yeah, that's what everybody's forgetting. United we stand. United we stand. Alright, guys. Over and out.